What's going on, my fellow freelancers? Your dude Sly here, back at it with another Anthem video for you, and I am finally back home with my good equipment. Sorry once again for the hotel videos, but hopefully I can grow a little and be able to upgrade my away setup. As always, thank you for watching and for your continued support. It's been freaking amazing, but right now, let's talk about this demo. Now, even though the VIP demo is off to a rocky start, it's really all because of server issues. Once you actually get into the game and you don't have to go through those infinite loading screens or stuff like that where, loading and, connecting to servers are the issue, it is an absolute blast to play. I know it's frustrating, and EA really should have prepared for such a massive load and crowd. I'm hoping they will have it all sorted out soon, because once you get into the game, guys, it is so fun to play. But with that said, there are still plenty of you out there who are able to get in. And with that, let's talk about how to play this game. Now, I'm sure some of you out there have found out by now, Anthem is not a walk in the park. It has a lot of systems to it, and you have to use those systems in order to take enemies down effectively. I was lucky enough to be able to play the full game for a few days and see those systems come all together and come to life, and it just makes it even more enjoyable. However, if you do not use those tools effectively, the word bullet sponge starts to come to mind. So let's talk about tips and tricks that you can do in order to make things much more enjoyable and a lot easier. First of all, work with different weapons. Submachine guns and pistols are pretty powerful if you're accurate, as are sniper rifles. And there are so many variations of weapons that it's insane, guys. I mean, a sniper rifle is hardly ever just a single sniper rifle. There's the fast rate of fire, low impact variation, there's the assault rifle hybrid variation, and even a sniper that has explosive rounds, or the slow rate of fire, high impact. So take your time and look at everything, because all of these weapons not only work differently, but handle differently as well. And all can come equipped with different inscriptions, so take your time and make sure you find out what works for you. My personal favorite so far is the light machine gun variant that has a low rate of fire and high impact. It's actually more akin to like a fully automatic scout rifle than it is a machine gun. All weapons, they are effective, they do work, but the right one makes a big difference. Next up, let's ask the question, guys, solo play or squad play? Now, matchmaking, in my personal opinion, is always a love-hate relationship, and I urge you guys to find a team and talk with each other. It makes for a much better time, and this is coming from a guy who solos just about every game. I only, team up in Destiny with people because I have to. No, I usually try to solo just as much as possible. If you are going to go in solo, though, you need to go in there and find a setup where you can self-combo. If you're just starting out with your Ranger and you don't have a lot of abilities to equip, your melee, the shock mace, can put a shock status effect on an enemy. Use that along with your frag grenade or blast missile and set up tanky bosses or enemies for a combo detonation. Now, if you can call out that a boss has a status effect and everyone is rocking out a detonator, which is any ability listed with this symbol here, you can get rid of bosses or tanky enemies extremely fast, and combos are also pretty satisfying. Once you start leveling up, finding elemental abilities, ice, fire, electricity, and then on the other ability slot, equip an impact or detonator ability, it's the same thing, and it makes a big difference to your gameplay. If you are a solo player, being able to set yourself up for combos is huge. I mean, you just have to go in there and do that. It's a much better experience. If you're going in with a group, however, bring a storm decked out with all ice abilities. Being able to freeze enemies and turrets not only creates safety for your group to get your shields back and stuff, but it also sets up for combos. And for the big bosses, nothing beats using your ultimate on a frozen target for massive combo damage. It is one of the most satisfying kills in the game. Before I was able to actually get in there and play the full game, I had certain pre-expectations and compared it to what I knew. Save your ultimates for bosses, use shields as much as possible. However, you need to erase all of that, guys. Read your inscriptions and take the time to set them up if you can. In earlier gameplay, I was using my Bulwark shield, which is the Ranger's bubble, to get a stat boost to my gear, not for protection. The Ranger bubble is actually so weak that it becomes a death trap, and since everyone is comparing the Ranger bubble to the Titan's bubble in Destiny, where you just stand in it and hang out, if you do that in Anthem, it's only going to get yourself killed, so you need to start thinking a little differently. Ultimates also come back fairly often, and they are often a much better choice used on ads or mid-level bosses than to be used on an end mission or stronghold boss, unless of course you set up for a combo situation and your whole team takes advantage where you tag the boss at once. Moving on to the next tip, since this is a new game, start probing around and finding weak points. The big shield guys like this one have red tanks on their backs. Shoot them for critical hits. If you're going to use your ultimate on this guys, make sure you either get way above them or get behind them before using your ultimate, because you can use your ultimate on these shield dudes and completely waste it. So make sure you have the advantage for that. Moving on to the Titans, even the lesser versions, they have weak points on their back and arms. Doing enough damage as a team and shooting into those weak spots or using your ability into those weak spots will stop them, and they'll also stop them from spamming those annoying abilities. Shooting enough and doing enough damage actually stuns them, and on top of that, you're doing much more damage shooting these spots. Save your ultimate for when the Titan just starts to glow, and then use it as quickly as possible for when they close up or stops glowing. It's pretty much going to be a waste. Next up, shields. Now, the shields are annoying, man, and on harder difficulties are the bane of my existence. You cannot combo a shielded combatant. You can't even status effect them. You must first remove their shield before you can apply a status effect. Now, I did see a few instances last night, or actually early this morning, where shielded enemies had status effects on them, but that's just the servers lagging. Also, shields can absorb a lot of impact damage, so detonators and weapons are the least effective on shielded enemies. You want to be using your elemental abilities such as fire, ice, electricity, and best of all, acid. Acid, guys, is your absolute best friend here. Any tanky enemy that you come into contact with that has a lot of armor, acid eats through all of that armor, weakening the target, and it gives you a huge damage boost on top of that from any of your abilities and all of your weapons. If you come across an extremely tanky boss on hard difficulty, or even an endgame boss, your best move is to use an acid attack, then freeze the guy and land combos. You will laugh at how much damage you can apply just by setting up these right moves. If your combo detonator is, for example, the Ranger's ultimate, and you apply acid, then freeze them, ultimate, it's going to be over. This is why team play, guys, is so important here. No one Javelin can equip all of these abilities by themselves. And when you start using them and start getting into a rhythm, that's when Anthem really starts to shine and it really starts getting fun. But again, if you're going to go in solo, and there's absolutely no problem with that, then make sure you always go in, with setup abilities that you can self-combo. I really went into Anthem thinking that the Colossus was going to be the key to harder difficulties, and now I'm not so sure. I've played a lot of the Colossus, and I don't know. I know the Ultimate and the Storms are the most powerful ults in the game, but whether or not the Colossus, or Chungus as I call it, is worth using just for the Ultimate, I'm not so sure here. I mean, maneuverability is everything in this game, and it just doesn't have it. I think once we start learning more about the end game and all the components start unlocking, it might become a different story. But as it stands right now, Chungus is my least favorite. Ranger my first, and Storm is definitely a close second. But that's really about it, guys. I just wanted to put out a quick video giving you guys some tips on how to make the most of your playtime and hopefully add in a little more fun. Of course, all of this rides into actually getting into the demo, and hopefully all of that will be settled soon enough. But that is it, guys. Thank you for watching and for supporting Sly Nation. Hope you're enjoying the demo, and I urge you not to judge this game just by these damn server issues. While they ultimately suck, the game does not, and hopefully we'll move past this soon. As always, thank you for being awesome, and if you're new to the channel, then not only thank you for watching, but welcome, my friend. Subscribe for many more Anthem videos, including some exclusive stuff coming out here soon. Spank the thumbs up, but only if you enjoyed yourself, and comment down below and let me know how you are liking the demo so far, or if this game might not be for you. Take care, freelancers, and keep those eyes open for more vids coming out soon, but until then, this is your dude Sly, and I'll catch you guys next time.